Good morning, Kitty Poos. Welcome to a Thursday, as I do every morning. I hope you're having a fantastic day already, early in the morning. An Oklahoma man allegedly killed his friend over this past weekend because he thought that the victim had summoned Bigfoot to kill him while he was fishing. Larry Doyle Sanders, 53, was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. A special agent for the state law enforcement wrote that Sanders told him that he discovered at the river that his friend Bobby Knight intended to feed him to Sasquatch or Bigfoot. According to an affidavit obtained by the Oklahoman, Larry advised he believed Jimmy was trying to get away from him so the Sasquatch could eat Larry while they did some noodling. Is that right? Noodling? Canoodling? Noodling? Which is basically fishing with your hands. You think you got life rough, man? It ain't so bad. Hey, don't forget to download the Tony Kurre Radio app. Al Cooper, good morning to you, man. I want to thank everyone who gets on here every morning and just hangs out with me for a few minutes. And I just like to get on here and bullshit with you and talk about what's going on with the radio station. And, of course, TKR, our radio station, is doing fantastic. If you download the TKR app and you've listened to it, you know I've done classic rock for 40 years, and I absolutely love classic rock. We got a couple brand new shows that I'll tell you about in just a second. But Need to Know with Kip Kiefer is a brand new show that airs on Fridays. It's a 30-minute show, and Kip's got the light on his brain, man, and he loves to talk about it, and I think you're going to love this show. We also have, of course, a great show called When in Rome with Stuart Rome from the Woodhouse Day Spa, and you're thinking, why would I want to listen to a show about a spa? It's so much more than that. We do talk about the Woodhouse Day Spa, birmingham.woodhousespas.com, but we play music during it. He picks 5 or 6 of his favorite songs. We usually have some type of a thematic feel to it. It's a fantastic show. We have Damon Johnson, who did shows with us about a year ago, hasn't done any recent shows because the dude is so flipping busy. He's on the road with Leonard Skinner and, of course, getting ready for his Brother Kane thing towards the end of this year in 2023. Super busy guy, but we have a show with him every Friday, which is great. And there's a reason why I'm telling you about all these shows in just a second. Hold on. Austin Hanks, of course, Blues Almighty, a fresh new show going off today at noon and 8. We'll have that show for you. We have a Wanna Bet show with Kip Kiefer coming up at the Birmingham Racecourse Casino just in time for college football, which will be starting here. Pro football starts in less than a month, preseason. So we'll have all kinds of picks, and we'll be getting straight stuff from Las Vegas on that. So you'll have some great picks for all your entertainment purposes only type of stuff this season. We got that going on. Al Cooper says Elon Musk called and said, why are you sweating his baby mamas? That's pretty funny. Thank goodness I ain't got 9 kids to deal with either. 3's enough. And of course, last night we did our biggest international footprinted show is a Livewire Wednesday, and it's because AC/DC is an international type of band. I always said, man, I think an hour of all AC/DC would be fantastic. So we do it every Wednesday night, brought to you by Southern Precision Staffing. It's a great show. I love hosting that show. My ears are bleeding by the time I'm walking out of here like a little after 9 o'clock. I mean, you don't want to, like if you're just getting tired and you're settling in for the night and you think you need some 5-hour energy, stick this in your ear hole and get after it. Livewire Wednesday, every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. It's fantastic. Mission Minded with our good friend Michael Coleman from the Montgomery Food Bank. It's a great show about non-for-profits. He does a fantastic job. That show airs Adapt or Perish with Alex Hubline and Dr. Josh Claypo on Tuesdays. Dark Side of the Pooch on Mondays. Tons of shows doing, okay? So I realize that you're going to download the TKR app. You're going to listen to classic rock. You're going to love it, but I have to bring you unique programming to keep you coming back, and that's what we do. Go to Spotify or wherever you get your podcast, Audio Boom, wherever you get iTunes. I don't care where you get it. Search Tony Kurre Radio or any of our show titles, and you'll be able to see all that stuff. But our main platform is on Spotify, and you can see all of our shows, hundreds of podcasts. It's super, super cool. I wanted to mention something kind of interesting, too. You know, when old rock and rollers get a little crotchety, you know, Eric Clapton says he's not going to play venues where they make people get vaccinated or whatever. And I've been around a lot of crotchety old rock and rollers, right, in their 60s and 70s. And I get it. And I'm like, you know what? This is your deal. You've been around for 50 years. If you call the shots, that's fine. They don't want to play their big hits. They want to play some deep, dark stuff, whatever it is. You know, I just appreciate the fact they're still out there entertaining us, right? So Bob Dylan is going to London, and he's going to be doing a special run of shows. And, of course, they're sold out. It's going to be unbelievable. And, of course, it's the first time in 5 years that he's been playing in the UK. Well, he is banning cell phones. He said he wants it to be an intimate, non-distractionary type of situation for everybody involved. And so he's doing these lock packs which you break your phone in, right? But you have to put it in a lock pack. It's on your body. You're not giving up your cell phone, but it's on your body. But you cannot access your phone because it's in this special little bag they're going to give you. And the only way to unlock that bag is to have to go to one of these locking stations if you want to leave early or leave at the end of the show and have it unlocked so you can get your phone back. Again, the phone's on you, right? It's on you. So I'm thinking to myself, and I've been to a million shows, and I've been through a lot of times comedians don't allow cell phones. Dave Chappelle will not allow cell phones at his concerts. I get that. Because comedians aren't under the same licensing laws as musicians are. And so you can basically take a video of Dave Chappelle or anyone else and put it up on YouTube and not have to pay anything for it because comedians are not covered by that. And I don't know why they're not covered. They should be because it's artistic, right? It's their stuff. It's their material. It's their songs, but it's in verbal. So I get that. But for musicians, for the longest period of time, I remember the Grateful Dead was probably the only band I can remember any time in the 60s, 70s, and 80s that welcomed people to bring recording devices. And their bootleg stuff was huge. There's thousands of Grateful Dead bootlegs out there. But a lot of bands didn't like that because that's how they made their living. They used to make their living off selling records. Then they go on the road to promote those records, so you'd buy more records, but they made no money being on the road. They made all their money by selling the records. Then it totally flipped. Joseph, Mark Burnett, good morning to you. It totally flipped. And what I mean by that is now they make no money by selling records because of streaming services and everything. They get a check for $17.46 every month from Spotify. They're like, what the hell? How am I supposed to feed my family with that? But they're making all their money by going on the road and playing these $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 shows. Just ask the Rolling Stones. They made like $20 million last year. So I totally get that. So they're allowing a lot of people to obviously come with the cell phones. I will say this, and I think it's super cool when everyone's got their flashlight on or something like that during a slow song. I think that's totally cool. It is a little annoying if you're sitting on the ground floor or you have people in front of you that constantly got their phones up. The quality usually sucks. Buddy Little, good morning to you. Phone's quality usually sucks. They want to put it up on YouTube or whatever or have something that's great. My good friend Stuart Rome was down at the Jazz Fest and shot some incredible video of The Who I hadn't seen in concert probably about 10 years. Was wonderful, and he sent it to me. But he didn't post it. I posted a couple clips. So I get that. But from Bob Dylan's standpoint, who, is not really into the loud, brash, rock and roll, in-your-face, headbanging kind of stuff. It's more of an intimate kind of feel. It'd be like seeing James Taylor in concert. I could certainly see where they're saying. So my question is would you go to a concert if they wouldn't allow you to use your phone? If you could have your phone on you, and you're not giving your phone up. I know a lot of people wouldn't even go to a concert if you had to give up your phone. Or they wouldn't go to a concert if they had to leave their phone in the car, right? I mean, it's a 2-hour concert. And you can't go without 2 hours without your phone. Maybe you got a babysitter. Maybe you're worried about something, but you're out for the night. Why in the hell would you need your phone for 2 hours while you're watching a Bob Dylan concert? But I know a lot of people are like, listen, if I can't access my phone because they constantly have to check it, the last time you went to a concert, you probably checked your phone like 15 or 16 times and didn't even know you were doing it. You're sitting there looking at it, seeing what time it is. Did anyone call? Do I need to make a video? Where a lot of people just like to go to a concert, man, and just chill out. Anytime I get a chance to turn my stinking phone off is what I'm doing. Like, it gives me an excuse. Some of the best days of my life is when I was working on Jocks with Alan Jay and I actually forgot my phone at home. I was freaking out. It's like forgetting your meds. I was like, what am I going to do? I ain't got my phone. It was so nice to know there was nothing I could do about it. Of course, I raced home right after the show to get my phone to make sure I wasn't missing anything, right? But would you go to a concert if you were told you couldn't use your phone during that time? Now, if I'm going to a concert and Bob Dylan, I'm kind of like, whatever. I've seen Bob Dylan a few times. It's not my type of music. Understand how important he is to classic rock. But I mean, I don't know if I'd be willing to give up my phone to go see a Bob Dylan show. Now, if I was at an AC/DC concert or a James Taylor concert or a Steely Dan concert or a Doobie Brothers concert, which I'll be at September 3rd, and I was told I couldn't use my cell phone, it may make me think twice, but I know a lot of people probably would not go in if you didn't have your cell phone. All right, let me know and write your responses on Facebook, and I'll read some of them again tomorrow morning here on Tony Kurre. By the way, it is a Thursday. Usually we do Kurre and Claypo. Dr. Josh Claypo has got some family things going on, so he is hanging out with his son and his lovely wife, who had a birthday earlier this week. So happy birthday to Jules, and I hope Josh is having a great week. We'll catch back up with him next Thursday morning, and we'll also be doing our Fox 6 hit. We do every Thursday morning at 9:30 as well. So we got that going on right here on the TKR. Get the TKR app, Tony Kurre Radio, Android, Apple, super easy. You can hear us on Alexa, Google Play, all that stuff. And of course, go to wherever you get your podcast, search Tony Kurre Radio, and search all of our shows: Dark Side of the Pooch, Adapt or Perish, Mission Minded, Live Wire Wednesday, When in Rome, Kip Keefer's brand new show called Need to Know, Want to Bet coming up, Austin Hanks Blues Almighty, Damon Johnson's show is on Fantastic on Friday. I can listen to that show all the time. Al Cooper Santa, he listens in the office every day, and Al, I love you for it. I appreciate it. So check it out, and I promise you're going to love it. We got another couple of shows coming up that we're developing that will start airing probably the next couple of weeks. One show I've been working on for like 3 years. And it is going to be a great show. It's going to be a great classic rock show that I think, and it's a show that I've never heard anything remotely close to it anywhere on the radio or podcast or anything else. I think you're going to love this show, you classic rock and rollers. No matter how old you are, you're going to love this show. So we'll have some details on that coming up in the next few days. I hope you have a fantastic Thursday. Stay cool, and we love you. See you.